Yeah. Yeah, so today it's going to be quite an unusual day. We're going to talk about pellets. So this is a barn owl just about to drop a pellet. And here it goes. Whoa, I've got it. It's here. Look, beautiful. Barn owl pellet. Caught it first time. So this is the barn owl pellet from some of our local barn owls just across the valley. And I collect these. I collect bucketfuls of them for school children to dissect. And my daughter's class last year found a weasel skull in a pellet, a female weasel skull. So they don't just eat rodents, they can take weasels as well. But this is going to be hopefully a fascinating talk for you. This is the undigestible bits that come out of the owls' mouths, and other species. Lots of birds create pellets. I'm going to take you through a few of those today.
Do we want to talk a bit about these bits first?
Yeah. So we'll talk about what's actually inside a pellet. So we're going to talk about an owl pellet just to start off with, or kestrel pellets. So birds of prey in general will eat their prey items, and the bits that are non-digestible, the fur, the bones, actually comes out in pellet form, and that is regurgitated through the mouth. And this is a big pellet. Look at the size of that. There's going to be a lot of things in there, a lot of vole skulls, shrew skulls, and then all of the fur. And this shows you the contents. There's 2 pellets there, and this is the contents of 1 pellet. We've got four voles and 3 common shrews, and then all the mixed bones, and then there'll be a pile of fur as well. But that shows you the contents of the pellets, and it varies as to where the barn owl lives and what's available. So they can eat lots of little rodents in one night. So this will be 1 day's worth of feeding. The waste, they often pellet once a day, sometimes more, but that's the leftovers basically. So absolutely fascinating things, but there's a fascinating world behind these pellets. It's not just a waste product that pops out onto the floor or into the nest box. There's a whole ecosystem going around with these pellets.
Where should we go? Should we go to our barn owl again?
Yeah. Yes, this is one of our barn owls. Is this Gilfie? Looks like Gilfie, yeah. So she's just throwing a pellet there onto the base of the nest box, and this literally covers the whole nest box and then forms quite a hard crust sometimes. So for her nest scrape, about a month ago, I went in and helped her out and started a little nest scrape for her. She was struggling to break through this crust, but this crust is absolutely full of life and supports many of the species. So here we've got a wren going in to have a look around. So there's a lot of insect life that lives off these pellets, and a great tit going in to have a look. They're looking for spiders, but they're also looking at what's created by these pellets. So the build-up of detritus attracts flies, it attracts spiders, but the main thing that the birds predate on is the larvae of clothes moths. Have fancy Latin names, but we'll just call it a clothes moth for now. And especially the tree creepers go in and eke these larvae out. They can spend a lot of time in there, and these nest boxes get them through the harder weather in the winter, because inside of the nest boxes there's all of the little larvae actually pupated. And this is a young kestrel throwing a pellet, and this is just popping the pellet out on the back of his brother or sister. There you go. But this build-up of detritus again attracts, like a tree creeper here. This is a very special little bird. I love tree creepers. And you can see it here, it's really working at the side. So in the bottom we've got all of the leftover pellets, and they've been well broken down by now. But this tree creeper is looking for those larvae. He's on the trail now, heading into this little groove. And this is a real magic moment. We've got proof, full proven evidence. Is eking out a little larvae there. That's a clothes moth larvae, and here it comes out again. Little pale grub, straight down. Yum. So this is what happens to these pellets is just absolutely fascinating. So if you collect a load of these pellets, put them in a little bucket somewhere and leave them for a few months, if the clothes moths goes in there, they actually eat all the fur away, and you're just left with a bucket of bones if you don't seal it. So they will eat them out, whether it's in your house, in a nest box. They'll eke out these pellets and actually eat all of the fur on these pellets, and then leave you with just a little pile of crumbly bones. So
Should we have a brief look at what's in that pellet there?
Yeah, well, I've got some I prepared earlier. So the best way to look at a pellet, I mean, I can break this one apart gladly, but unless you soak them, they're really difficult to break open. You can see 14.5 stone of solid muscle here breaking into this pellet. What are you laughing at? And we'll find some skulls in here. Here we go. We've got a shrew skull. I'm going to bring this in close to you. It's almost complete, that one. Are you ready? So if you're focusing on that, Will. There we go. So that's a shrew skull. You can see it's a shrew skull because of its shape, how it's tapered in. But the easiest way to look at these pellets is actually to soak them. So here's some I prepared earlier. Lovely, like Weetabix these. So here we have another pellet, and I've just soaked this one in water while I've been chatting. And again, yeah, Will's getting worried about his laptop here. So there is, that's the back of a vole skull. It's had a bite to the back of the head by an owl to kill it. So that one's fairly well crumpled. I'm not showing it properly. Here we go. So as we go through the pellet again, we have another vole skull, and again the back of the head is crushed on the vole skull. I'll show you this one closely. Whoa, lost it. We've got a bottom jaw in my hand still. So that's the bottom jaw of a vole. And its skulls here. Tiny little skull. And again, it's lost the back of its head where its brain is, been nipped by the barn owl as it swallows it. But I've got teeth. Oh, look at that, lovely, lovely. Two lower teeth of a vole there. So this is owls, voles. I've got dozens of different types of pellets here. Some exciting, some less so, and they're all different shapes and sizes. Barn owls can throw different size pellets depending on what they're eating. If they're eating rats, they can throw really big pellets. So I've got all sorts in here, from tawny owl pellets. It's just quite a neat little round pellet, but they can throw bigger pellets. And what have we got there? Shorted owl pellet. Look at that one. So this is from a short-eared owl. And there's grasses in this one as well as the fur, so when they eat the vole, they're swallowing it down whole quite often because they don't want the kestrel to pinch it off them. And they've eaten a load of grass with that one too. We've got red kite pellets. Oh, there's so many pellets. Look at that one. So that's got a lot of fur in it, a lot of rabbit in that one. Maybe rats actually in that one. So that's a red kite pellet. I've got peregrine pellets, I've got eagle pellets. This is all from a sea eagle. And this really smells, so we've got all sorts in here. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells fusty. So we've got goat in this one. We've got, so these are sea eagles, white-tailed eagle. And then this is interesting, we've got bones here, and these are most likely from gulls. So they'll be predating on gulls here. So these are wing bones from gulls. So these are most likely herring gulls. Looking at the size of them. And that, believe it or not, that little pellet there is from an eagle as well. So they don't always throw huge pellets. But imagine having that inside you. A very sharp bone there. Yeah, so what we're going to look at next, Will?
Shall we look at our kingfishers?
Oh yeah, yeah, very special. I've got a kingfisher pellet here, which I can show you, and then we'll show you the life story. It's stuck to a leaf because these are tremendously fragile. So I've actually put a drop of varnish on it. Let's get focused in on that. So these are fish bones, fish scales, and you can see how big it is with my fingernails. Tiny, it's like the size of my little fingernail there. And I haven't cleaned my nails, have I? Anyway, yeah, so that's superb little pellet, and I've collected lots of kingfisher pellets, and all of them have crumbled in my hands before I've got them home. So this one I got home and I stuck it down with varnish. And this is a photograph of a kingfisher throwing its pellet. So many birds throw pellets. A lot of corvids do, birds of prey, herons, gulls. There's many birds that throw pellets, and that's a pellet that's been thrown by a kingfisher. Most of them drop into the water, or in this case actually into the nest. So this is a young kingfisher throwing a pellet there. But this is really important material to the kingfisher, so they'll actually start they'll dig the nest chamber, or in this case this is a nest chamber I've made, so if we just hold it there for a minute, Will. These are really important, so they'll actually start lining the nest with pellets before they actually lay eggs. So there'll be a bed of pellets before they start laying eggs, and this is to keep the eggs off the soil, off the wet ground inside the nest chamber, but really importantly it creates somewhere for the chicks, because they don't poo outside. There's no fecal sac, no poo's taken out of this nest, so it just builds up a layer of pellets in there, which is really absorbent and keeps the chicks clean from all of the poop, basically. So this is a male kingfisher in with the female. The female has got the orange underbill, and the male's in there with her. And he's throwing a pellet, and this is in complete darkness. He's thrown a pellet, and the female has sensed this, and she immediately takes the pellet off the male kingfisher and actually starts shredding it onto the floor. And there's a lot of little vocalization going on between the pair in more or less complete darkness. That's my flash that's illuminated it. But you can see how she's dibbling this pellet. So we're going to show you a little bit of video of this process. So this is a female kingfisher. I think she's got young chicks under her at this stage in this shot, and she's throwing a pellet and then she's dibbling it, making it into like a little nest for her young chicks, that she spreads it all around and breaks that pellet up. And the depth of it can get quite big in the nest there. So this is her with her chicks, and here we go. Her chick's going to throw a pellet there as well. So the female will shred her own pellets, and she also shreds the pellets from the young chicks. As the chicks get bigger, the pellets just get trampled around on. There it goes. So she will actually start shredding that pellet and making a little nest for her chicks, which is just remarkable. So these pellets are not just a waste product, they get used. Anyone that's watched our live cameras have seen the kestrels and the barn owls shredding all these pellets, making a nice smooth nest. Have we got some shots of that, Will? Of the owls shredding pellets or not?
Not so much on here. Again, check out the live stream. They do it quite a lot at the moment as they're preparing to nest. Yeah, so we're hoping literally this weekend to have eggs. I've gone for Friday for a barn owl. You said Thursday. That was today. He's changed his mind. So so keep an eye on the lives, because we're hoping literally for eggs any day soon. We're literally, everything's crossed, isn't it? So we're thinking the barn owl will certainly lay this weekend, and possibly the kestrel as well are going to lay this weekend. So we're just ready for Easter. So that's what we're planning. So what you were saying, Saturday? Saturday now. Saturday. He's gone Saturday, and I'm going potentially Friday. I might change mine to Saturday, like midway through the day tomorrow. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and we will catch up next week. And going to take a few questions now, aren't I? Yes, just a few. So I'm just going to find my list of questions here. We've got quite a few questions come in, so thank you everyone for your questions. Nilesh Nandi is asking, do pellets carry any disease from the bird?
Not that I know of, no. I mean, these pellets are used by so many different insects, and they're broken down quite quickly, but I don't think they don't really have a smell to them. They're not there's nothing nasty about a pellet. It's not like the bit that comes out the other end. It's not like poo. Pellets are quite a clean thing, so I don't think so.
Haycock Brook asks, do pellets ever fill up a nest, and will they clean them once there are too many?
Yeah, that's my job. Yeah, so they do fill up a nest. So I've had barn owl boxes that I've gone to, and they can be a bed of pellets this big, and I do clean them out, and I reduce them down to a layer about this deep, because they still need somewhere to make a nest scrape. Anyone that watches the lives have seen our kestrels, barn owls, spending ages making a nest scrape and a nice place for them to nest. So if it's just literally a plywood nest box or a wooden bottom of a nest box, it's not going to be suitable for the birds. So always leave a layer about this big. You can take all the pellets out and replace that with sawdust, but I tend to just leave a layer of pellets in there.
Sikagni on Instagram asks, what happens if an owl doesn't let out a pellet for too long?
It's not going to be very well. So yeah, so they do pellet, and sometimes chicks won't take food, and that's because they're about to pellet. So anyone that's done falconry recognises this, that a bird won't be taking food, and it's not taking food because it's literally just about to throw a pellet. So they can't eat when they're just about to pellet. So yeah, they have to pellet.
Northall asks, are pellets any cleaner than regular feces? So again, it might just be good to make that.
Yeah, much cleaner. Yeah, there's literally no smell. It's just slightly. That one smells slightly fusty. There's no smell. It's just clean fur, clean bone, and yeah, the smelly stuff comes out the other end. So this always comes out of the mouth of pellet.
So just to make the differentiation, pellets are essentially regurgitating food as opposed to poo, which comes out the other end.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the next one? How are your kingfisher nest shots lit? And it looks like a natural light that you've got there.
Yes, that's lit with a flash gun. Lighting kingfisher nests is not an easy thing. Different birds will have a different amount of tolerance, and when I've done it before for video, it's done via a dimmer switch and very much judging the reaction of the bird as you're there. So it's a delicate art lighting a kingfisher nest. So that's done with a flash gun, which is really quick, and they don't seem to mind that.
Just time for one final question, which is quite a good one. Sarah Cunningham asks, she says she's analysing barn owl pellets for her dissertation and has found grey squirrel remains of one of hers. What's the weirdest thing you found in a barn owl pellet?
I think weirdest, leverets, young hares, found remains of young hares, frogs, and as I said, my daughter's class found a weasel skull in a pellet. So yeah, but it's mainly just shrews, voles, mice, but you do get these unusual things. I can't see a barn owl actually managing to kill a very big grey squirrel. Grey squirrels are formidable things, they're quite powerful. Yeah, so that would be really tricky. And yeah, one thing we haven't shown you is a little owl pellet. Did we have a little owl pellet?
I've got an image.
Yeah, just an image. Just thinking these are really special. Yes, this is a little owl throwing a pellet here. And these are fabulous little pellets. It's going to be hard to show you, but these are pieces of pellets. And they eat a lot of beetles. So there's a tremendous amount of beetle debris in these. Really hard to see. This one's falling to bits. Oh, it's too difficult to show you. But they actually glisten with beetle wings and legs. Yeah, great little things. So that's it. We're done on pellets. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that, and we shall